Good afternoon.
Good. Well, we have a full house, so let's call the statewide ACC January 26, 2026 meeting to order. I think we've got a couple things we can do in our open session. The first is the annual report has been distributed. I've reviewed it, made a couple comments. Carrie, the only other comment I had is Stu's name is not listed as our counsel. I didn't know if it was just said we were supported by counsel. I didn't know if you wanted Stu's name in there.
Yeah, that's kind of up to Stu whether he wants that, because it could change.
Really doesn't matter.
Could be
Either
a
way.
resume builder.
I deny ability if you keep it the way it is.
Yeah, because it's kind of one of those like other duties as assigned. It's just kind of fallen in Stu's lap.
Okay.
Until we figure out if we're ever going to get a permanent one at PCTC or not. So that's kind of why I left it open. But since you were consistent all of 2025, Stu, so I can put your name in there if you would
Sure.
like me to.
That's fine.
Okay.
I think that'd be good.
All right. I will make that update. Is everybody else okay with the annual report, or is there any other comments?
I'm good with it.
I am good with it. The only comment I would make is something we haven't discussed it other than in passing, and that is whether we want to make any recommendations to the General Assembly and/or the governor about the changes to administratively that would require changes to the statute, but regarding our jurisdiction. What I'm speaking of specifically is some of these traffic accidents that we spend time with, or any other changes we might consider or suggest.
So I spent a lot of time reading some of the other annual reports from the counties, and almost every single one of them had the traffic accidents listed on the legislative suggestions to take them off unless there's gross negligence involved. So we could add a section, or we just can, I don't know if that's something we need to put through Adam Flash, or if that's something we'd want to put on our annual report.
Gary, and Matt's not here, but you want me to call Adam Flash and suggest that because I don't know who would undertake the legislative change, because this was not an administrative bill to start with. I believe it came out of the legislature.
Yeah, and that's because I know in many of the annual reports, it was listed in both the 23 and 24 annual reports. It's never really gotten any further. So I'm not sure. We can ask Matthew when we all end up back at the state offices. I can always ask Matthew too, how do we want to go about doing that? Is there a formal way to do it? Do we need somebody to sponsor it? Like, Stu, do you know how that works?
Well, technically it goes through the governor's legislative office, but I don't know how it gets started. And I have a quick question, Bob. Have you talked to Adam Flash lately? Because my understanding is he's moved on.
Okay. Well, I had not talked to him for probably 6-7 months.
We talked to him like maybe 3 weeks ago, and he was still there. I can also ask, we have a DPSCS legislative representative that, with government affairs. I can also ask him if he knows what the process is, how to do that.
To my knowledge, Carrie, yes, you would have to get someone to sponsor a bill if that's what we're asking for.
Okay, yeah, and I can also talk to some of my other contacts in the counties and see if there's something that all of us kind of want to get together and put something together. It could be also something that we want to suggest when PERF starts doing their stuff again, and see if that's something they want to put in there. So I'll talk to Matthew. We can table that. We won't put it in the annual report because I'm not sure that's where it should go. I'm not sure it would even be seen if we put it there. Right. So I'll talk to Matthew and see how we proceed from here.
Great.
So as far as annual, go ahead, Stu.
That was.
Bob, go ahead.
No, I was getting ready to go to the next topic.
Can we vote on the annual report if we're good with adding Stu's name and no other changes? Can we vote to publish?
I'm good.
I'm fine.
All right, can someone make a motion and make it an official vote?
I'll move that we adopt the report as drafted with the single amendment of adding our name of Mr. Nathan.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Great. And the only other thing that I wanted to bring up before we got to the agenda was Carrie put out a couple revised dates for our meetings next year, moving May 26th to the 27th and December 28th to the 29th. And if that's okay with everybody, Carrie will repost the schedule with those changes.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay. Carrie, I guess this is where we do our disclosures.
Yep, introduction and disclosure.
Okay, this is Bob Brennan. I've read all the reports for this month, and I do not have any conflicts or additional questions.
Donna Brown, I have read all of the reports for this month and I have no conflicts of interest.
Rodney Burrell, I read all the reports for this month and I have no conflicts or interests. I do want to make a note that one of the people in the case I worked with prior, he was just mentioned in the report as one of the investigators in the University of Maryland case, but I haven't seen him in over 20 years.
Similarly, I want to make it, I have an issue, not an issue, I have a situation where one of the cases involves a person who was a former member of the Baltimore City Sheriff's Department. He indicates he's had 30 years of experience in law enforcement. I assume that includes his period of time in the military. But even if it doesn't, that would put him probably in the sheriff's office, which was early in his career, somewhere in the early 2000s. I was active on the bench in Baltimore City in that period of time. And actually, I resigned from Baltimore City in 2001, but I returned in 2005 through early 2006. I don't recall this individual. I saw his picture in the course of the file. It does not ring a bell with me. I don't believe there's any conflict, but I want to make known that there if it just comes, more information becomes available, I may have to step out of that particular case. But I don't believe there's any situation at this time that would call for me to recuse myself or not get engaged in that case.
Great. There's no other business for the open meeting. Can I get a motion to go into closed session?
I did want to raise one other issue. There's another date. The November date is on the 25th, which is the day before Thanksgiving. I was wondering if we could change that date.
What were you suggesting?
Either that Monday before or the Monday afterward.
I would suggest the Monday before if possible, since the Sunday is the busiest travel day of the year. The Sunday after Thanksgiving is the biggest travel day of the year, and there may be some hangover on that on Monday.
So, or you want to suggest the 23rd?
That's fine with. I just don't know what anyone has travel plans. That
Yeah, so you
late
say,
travel plans.
yeah, so that Sunday, Monday, so can we do the 30th?
No,
No?
no, that's we got to get the decision reports out. And I don't want, a lot of times we are running into things at the end of the month. That's why I'm trying to do things a bit earlier.
Okay, let's do the 23rd.
Honestly, November 30th would be easier for me to get the written opinions out. Because if we do it, the meeting on the 23rd, that only gives me 2 days. That only gives you and I 2 days to edit them, Bob.
Yeah. Well, if you want to do the 30th, I can make it work.
I mean, it's ultimately up to you. If you're not available on the 30th,
No, I'm available. I just don't like doing prior month's work in the new month, but we can do that.
Okay, so the 30th?
Yep.
Okay, I will make note of that and everybody agrees on that?
Yes.
Oh, that's November 30th for the new meeting?
Yes.
Okay, that's doable because otherwise I might be out of the country.
Okay.
Okay. Now can I get a motion to go into closed session?
I motion to go into closed session.
Second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Great. Gary, do you want to read the statement?
It is proposed that the statewide administrative charging committee's open session of its 41st meeting on January 26, 2026 be adjourned to a closed session. The session will be closed under the authority of General Provisions Article 3-305B Annotated Code of Maryland. Subsection 1, to discuss the appointment and employment of an individual over whom the committee has jurisdiction, specifically to render a decision as to whether to charge the police officers from Maryland National Capital Park Police, Prince George's County Division, Washington Suburban Sanitary Commission Police Department, University of Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland Transit Administration, University of Baltimore County, Maryland State Police, and Maryland Capitol Police with police misconduct. Subsection 2, to protect the privacy or reputation of an individual with respect to a matter that is not related to public business, specifically the police officers from Maryland National Capital Park Police, Prince George's County Division, Washington Suburban Sanitary Commission Police Department, University of Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland Transit Administration, University of Maryland, Baltimore County, Maryland State Police, and Maryland Capitol Police, against whom allegations of misconduct were made. And subsection 7, to consult with counsel and obtain legal advice regarding the applicability of the Police Accountability Act as applied to the officers accused of police misconduct.
Okay, Carrie, we're back into open session. Do you want to do the recaps?
The statewide ACC conducted a closed session on January 26, 2026 from 1:12 p.m. to 3:22 p.m. to render decisions on 42 allegations as to administratively charge or not administratively charge police officers with police misconduct. Members voting were Robert Brennan, Donna Brown, Rodney Burrell, and David Mitchell. Decisions rendered were as follows. Maryland National Capital Park Police, Prince George's County Division, 0 administratively charged, 2 not administratively charged. Washington Suburban Sanitary Commission Police Department, 2 administratively charged, 0 not administratively charged. University of Maryland, Baltimore, 3 administratively charged, 0 not administratively charged. Maryland Transit Administration, 0 administratively charged, 3 not administratively charged. University of Maryland, Baltimore County, 4 administratively charged, 0 not administratively charged. Maryland State Police, 12 administratively charged, 10 not administratively charged. Maryland Capitol Police, 6 sent back to the agency for more information. Is there anything else for the good of the order?
Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
And I know we're all in favor.
Aye.
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 Okay, thank you, everybody. Appreciate your time.